Israel, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, under commanding General Yohana, presents the Lord's 55th annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 55th annual Passover is rapidly approaching. Commanding General Yohana is calling for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to remember what the Lord did for us by saving us from our oppressors and choosing us to be a special people unto Him, the real Jews and Israelites. Passover will be held in Durham, North Carolina. Pay your Passover fee. Anyone 17 years of age or older must pay $200. Come and enjoy fresh lamb, unleavened bread, and the Spirit of Christ. Can't wait to see you all there, Israel. Shalom.
Cabins on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us.
Seriously, you're looking for a Christ man, the one who anointed with the Lord, with the Spirit of the Lord, to do His will. I'm that nigga.
One West, 125th Street. Look, y'all put your faith in presidents like they gon' change this country. Run the league and let y'all play cause y'all gon' make them money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come here on cargo.
Amazing honor don't lack no soldiers. Through the Spirit of the Lord, we don't lack no soldiers. You understand me?
Like a saint, black, Hispanic, Native, they hate y'all as the same. Hate Christ in their image, hate you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say he hate African soft niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline to get you off the streets. Put you in the cell toilet connected to the sink. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dreams. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We living bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lies sound promising. Prophecy, gift and the curse. Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave him, man, this shit is absurd. You should never love your enemy, that shit ain't gon' work. Yeah, fuck dying on your knees, you better die in glory. Man, I joined the ISUPK, taught me the art of warring. I took a nigga life like mine to be recognized. I feel that pain every day, it can't be reconciled. Pops banging, my sister a prostitute. My brother got life, and somehow I still found the truth. War ready, no cowards, no excuse. Fuck reparations, you can't bandage no open wounds. Blood on the leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville when I found the truth. I called the school, classes being held by the shock on my life. I want to be a gangster like a cop. Do this for my brothers, real brotherhood. Everything we do, we got it out this book. My nigga, I can never be no African. UPK the only authorized acronym. I'm passionate about my brothers and sisters. We in hell, I ain't got nothing against them. That's another religion. If it ain't under Yohana, ain't me murdered by them and got a hug from Yohana. That's the way out for a coward in my observation. They don't fear the Lord, they indoctrinated. Wolves in sheep clothing, Joe Osteen. Real priests bringing back black royalty. One West on my headpiece, ranking order. Can't let them trick me off the streets, I gotta raise my daughter. I got brothers at the border ducking ICE agents. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a game, put on all black, they said I was going through a phase. It's more of us in jail than it was slaves.
Aquí somos la Escuela Israelita del Conocimiento Práctico Universal. Hoy estamos aquí. Lord Commandant General Yohana na ISUPK.
This is what Commander General Yohana did. This is what he did.
First camp, I cut off all my dreads. I took an oath when that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they lids. I'm a priest, I never stick no fork in no pig. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me how to be a man. I came
Israel, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, under commanding General Yohana, presents the Lord's 55th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 55th Annual Passover is rapidly approaching. Commanding General Yohana is calling for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to remember what the Lord did for us by saving us from our oppressors and choosing us to be a special people unto Him, the real Jews and Israelites. Passover will be held in Durham, North Carolina. Pay your Passover fee. Anyone 17 years of age or older must pay $200. Come and enjoy fresh lamb, unleavened bread, and the Spirit of Christ. Can't wait to see you all there, Israel. Shalom.
Cabins on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us.
Israel, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, under commanding General Yohana, presents the Lord's 55th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 55th Annual Passover is rapidly approaching. Commanding General Yohana is calling for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to remember what the Lord did for us by saving us from our oppressors and choosing us to be a special people unto Him, the real Jews and Israelites. Passover will be held in Durham, North Carolina. Pay your Passover fee. Anyone 17 years of age or older must pay $200. Come and enjoy fresh lamb, unleavened bread, and the Spirit of Christ. Can't wait to see you all there, Israel. Shalom.
Cabins on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us.
ISUPK, we out here in Baltimore, you know what I mean? We was having an amazing food and clothing drive out here, feeding the people, clothing the people, you understand? Getting love for the brothers and sisters out here.
But that was my nigga. Yeah. Under commanding General Yohana. That for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Look, hey, straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home. That's what my ribs like, who is this? I'm rude with it. Ain't got no manners. All them pussy niggas talking shit. Yeah, I know they can't stand us, but we UPK, Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm ripping. And my niggas solid number, real ones in my section. If you
Israel, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, under commanding General Yohana, presents the Lord's 55th annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 55th annual Passover is rapidly approaching. Commanding General Yohana is calling for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to remember what the Lord did for us by saving us from our oppressors and choosing us to be a special people unto Him, the real Jews and Israelites. Passover will be held in Durham, North Carolina. Pay your Passover fee. Anyone 17 years of age or older must pay $200. Come and enjoy fresh lamb, unleavened bread, and the Spirit of Christ. Can't wait to see you all there, Israel. Shalom.
Gathered on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us.
Yeah, don't have messed up, no. Bad news, fit to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby. Run that shit up, Trey.
They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me a whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about anymore. I need a Vaselina like my Nina Puffer bar. Took a Zach, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like a dart. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shang Tsung. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Harper Free. Try to hold me, it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Told them boys we taking over. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them UPK rules. I'm making hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that business like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me a whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas. Get your knife and your fork. They ain't locked in with the count and with you speaking to me far. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and out there. Can't do with them steppers. Niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch, like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low, so that bitch is either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. And I just made the call. We gon' start another war. Yeah.
Israel, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, under commanding General Yohana, presents the Lord's 55th annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 55th annual Passover is rapidly approaching. Commanding General Yohana is calling for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to remember what the Lord did for us by saving us from our oppressors and choosing us to be a special people unto Him, the real Jews and Israelites. Passover will be held in Durham, North Carolina. Pay your Passover fee. Anyone 17 years of age or older must pay $200. Come and enjoy fresh lamb, unleavened bread, and the Spirit of Christ. Can't wait to see you all there, Israel. Shalom.
Cabins on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us.
Israel, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, under commanding General Yohana, presents the Lord's 55th annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 55th annual Passover is rapidly approaching. Commanding General Yohana is calling for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to remember what the Lord did for us by saving us from our oppressors and choosing us to be a special people unto Him, the real Jews and Israelites. Passover will be held in Durham, North Carolina. Pay your Passover fee. Anyone 17 years of age or older must pay $200. Come and enjoy fresh lamb, unleavened bread, and the Spirit of Christ. Can't wait to see you all there, Israel. Shalom.
Cabins on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us.
See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. I was born to be a soldier. Hey, hey. See, I was born to be a soldier. I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. Left, right, left.
I can tell you what it feels like when them problems kicking in. I call it real life. Now I'm feeling trapped. Who can I trust? Second guessing everything. Who can I love? I remember sleeping on the floor, ready for whatever. I was sleeping by the door. I was down bad, didn't want no one to know. I was on my own, didn't have nowhere to go. Everything I seen was a test. I was born to be a soldier, nothing less. This is the life that I chose. This the life that I chose. This the life that I chose. This the life that I chose.
See, I was born to be a soldier. I was born to be a soldier.
This is the life that I chose.
See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. I was born to be a soldier.
This is the life that I chose.
See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. Left, right, left.
All black is the uniform. Soldiers dead and gone, I'm forever pouring liquor for them. Try me on my brothers, and I'll be moving bodies for them. Came up out the struggle and maintained through the storm. Niggas dying for dead presidents, fucking up their residence. White man dirty tricks, they call this shit politics. Vagabonds, and they some natural born lunatics. That what they is. They shut you down when you speaking truth. It black boots when you in the truth. It black boots when you in the truth. This is the life that I chose, nigga.
See, I was born to be a soldier. I was born to be a soldier. See, 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 I was born to be a soldier. Left, right, left.
Israel, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, under commanding General Yohana, presents the Lord's 55th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 55th Annual Passover is rapidly approaching. Commanding General Yohana is calling for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to remember what the Lord did for us by saving us from our oppressors and choosing us to be a special people unto Him, the real Jews and Israelites. Passover will be held in Durham, North Carolina. Pay your Passover fee. Anyone 17 years of age or older must pay $200. Come and enjoy fresh lamb, unleavened bread, and the Spirit of Christ. Can't wait to see you all there, Israel. Shalom.
Cabins on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us.
It was good on that, Kim.
Yeah, but
Don't tell me you're saving all your energy for the Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, don't tell me you're waiting till it's fourth and 3 to get lively. Yeah, I mean, you're waiting until it's 4th and 3, 4th and goal. Till it's 4th and goal to get up in it. You know what I mean? Back again every Saturday night, as usual, the usual suspect, holding it down for Commander Johnny Hanna, hardest working man in Israel. Give him a hand again. Feeding the nation. Food drives all over the place. That's what they did Baltimore today. Whole, box truck full of food. And somewhere else, I think Indianapolis did it as well. Not Indianapolis. It was Napata's Ohio, Southern Ohio, I think. Kawaka. They did one today as well too. A couple other places. Forgive me if I don't have the locations down, but you know what I mean. We definitely doing the work of the Lord. You know what I mean. Doing the work of the Lord. Yeah, I mean, taking care of his flock, taking care of his people, and letting the crumbs fall from the table. You know what I mean? The heathens getting to eat of the crumbs from what the Lord supplying for his people. So, you know what I mean? We're back inside again with the usual suspect, Captain Natha, Captain Kahan, Captain Kwame, all bringing it in from the West Coast. You know, Officer Kustak and Officer Suwapiala, man. You know, always chiming in. So tonight we're gonna rock, man. We're gonna rock. We're gonna be broadcasting live from the Kremlin. Listen, hold on. I need to get a picture of the Kremlin up in this bitch. Hold on. Let me see if I get a picture of inside the Kremlin right now, brother. Yeah, I mean, because the that interview with Carlson and Putin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I
honestly,
listened to the whole thing.
It's you gotta really be focused to listen to it because Putin gave you the whole history of the whole gulag. Putin go back to I damn near think he was watching one of my classes because he go back to the Novgorod and Rurik, Prince Rurik, and all of them, the whole breakdown, brother, from 800 AD.
Kawakan, sir.
Yeah, I mean, he go back to the whole spill, brother. Even when the Moabites came in and they had to make a deal with the Moabites, he went through the whole thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? To show how Ukraine they've always been embattled within. But, you know what I mean? He still have his right to stand and, keep his nation together. You know what I mean? So, I don't know where y'all want to start first.
Man, hey, somebody put a funny story on there.
Which one is that? Which one is that?
That one with that man lossy specimens.
Listen, I was trying to read the damn thing out.
I couldn't get past the head.
That's it. I really couldn't understand what the hell was really going on with this thing on. Damn.
But that joint is funny. You know what I mean? Like that shit.
Was that number 5, sir?
But I know if you want to touch on that, but you know what I mean. Pause. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we could go ahead and start there and all. Okay. We could definitely go ahead and start right there for sure. Yeah, man. Let me just see if I could teleport into the into Putin and them background right now.
Kawakan, sir. Slugger, sir, can you hear me?
Could you all hear me? Or am I frozen?
Yeah, I hear you, sir. No, you too out, sir.
Okay.
Slugger, can you hear me, sir? Am I coming through clear?
Yeah. Super duper clear.
Kawakan, sir. A transgender woman loses bid to sue ex for throwing out her surgically removed testicles. We're talking about my nuts.
Y'all can't be serious.
Oh my goodness.
Y'all can't be serious. Y'all can't be serious.
See, this is why it's like let me just
What shall be hidden from the wise and the prudent shall be revealed to the days and Damn, that's the problem. You gotta explain this to the damn child now.
Right.
Yeah. tell him somebody lost all their marbles.
Right. God, sir. A transgender Michigan woman who sued her ex-boyfriend for discarding her surgically removed testicles had her case tossed out by a judge who also rejected the ex's counterclaim for being humiliated by the case. Brianna Kingsley, 40, last year filed a small claims petition alleging her ex, William Wachowski, retains possession of my surgically extracted testicles, preserved in a mason jar, kept in the fridge next to the eggs.
Hey.
The Pontiac resident demanded the immediate return of her human remains specimen in her handwritten affidavit, in addition to $6,500 in damages. We're talking about Salaki.
No, Salakia. Kazak, I must commend your professionalism, Mark.
Listen, I think the story was too heavy for my computer. The computer froze. It froze and bring Kahan up on the screen. I can't do nothing about it. From nuts to a nutcase, the computer acting nutty. I don't know what the hell going on now.
Damn.
Damn.
The computer said pause.
Yeah. I think that's enough of that. Moving on.
Man, look.
Salakia. Like, how you not gonna believe? How you not gonna believe the Lord after this?
Right.
like this right here. Once again, the dark side of the rainbow. Here we are. With you make when you go ahead and jump over there. Now, and if that's who you were naturally, why you want to preserve it?
Yeah. Right.
You see, it's showing that they have buyer's remorse when it comes to what they do. And it's and once again, the LGBTQI community, they gotta hold this L. The LGBTQI community, they have to hold this L.
Right.
They don't, these type of stories they don't like to talk about. But these are the stories that once again prove that the ISUPK, we're right about that particular community, because it's showing that you experimenting with these things. You know what I'm saying? And you really now this person may become suicidal now. Because now they want to go back to being who they were supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like this is ridiculous. But these type of stories, I'm sure they're gonna come out even more as time progresses. So like how you?
Yeah, I mean, this is the place we live in.
And so hold on. So this is a transgender, right? Or a transsexual. The person had the operation,
right?
And what they're suing the boyfriend for?
For having possessions of his stones.
So wait, so he so wait, hold on. Okay, so wait, the ex did the surgery or something, or
no, sir. They had.
So
I guess.
Go ahead.
Slugger, sir. From what it read, so after the transgender had the surgery, they kept the stones in a jar for whatever weird, sick reason. And I guess in the split, that's one of the things the ex took with him.
And don't forget, it was in the fridge next to the eggs.
Right, in the fridge next to the damn eggs.
So wait, hold on. So they kept it. They just kept it in the fridge.
Kawakan.
But you didn't want it in the first place. Why keep it?
I think that I don't know, but it seemed as if that, you know what I mean, like that was an escape. You know what I mean? As Khan was saying, you have buyer's remorse, so you thinking you could go back and one day put that back in if things don't work out with you being a transgender. You know what I mean, woman. You know what I mean? So more likely that's why he was keeping it in a jar. So I don't know.
Keep that like a Heisman trophy.
So, like, if I may, sir, if this were not members of the LGBTQ community, everybody could clearly see that these people are mentally disturbed. Like, whenever you go into somebody's house of a serial killer and they keep body parts, everybody knows you're sick. You're mentally disturbed. But whenever it comes to this rainbow flag coalition, everybody now, you move the goalposts on what's what. These people are sick. This is sick.
Like, understanding.
Right, sir. Like this is
go ahead.
Like, no sweat, sir. Like you keeping body parts in the fridge. And for me, my mind ain't no telling what else you into and what else you done did and what you're doing. Like, this is mentally deranged.
Yeah. And who knows, the boyfriend more than likely was feeling, you know what I mean? I had to see this in the fridge to remind me who I with every time I open the fridge.
Right.
You know what I mean?
What their jobs? It's somebody Google the names and find out these people's jobs. I want to know which office they in charge of. Because okay, this is what I'm getting from this, right? You know, Black History Month. We are, you know, we going through, we going over all the different stories of the famous mass murders and genocides, right? And one of the tropes of late 19th century, early 20th century America was, you know, mass lynchings and mass genocides, and with each horrific abuse, where they would lynch a brother or sister or the family, they would cut off body parts and they would pickle them the same way.
Yep.
So I'm wondering now if this is more proof that the LGBTQ has always been part of white supremacy and some sort of cabinet section of white supremacy, because you would see this type of behavior with the lynchings. Is just now they're doing it to themselves, which means probably back. That's why they strip you naked. That's why they want to cut your rod off and keep it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
What the hell is this? Like you don't cut your hair off and keep it. You don't, you know what I mean? You don't cut your fingernails off and keep it. Like why keep that part? You know, why do it? Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering if this has any correlation. You know, I mean, for all you think tanks out there, somebody go do a study, man. Do a study and put it forward. This book was inspired by the ISUPK, because there's something sinisterly similar about that shit right there. Sinisterly similar, where they would pickle an ear, a tongue, your rod, a finger, something. That's absolutely crazy. I really need to find out where they're slaving.
I found something.
Black Twitter. Go ahead, Salakia.
No, so like I said, I found something. So the transgender woman name is Brianna Kingsley. They went to Walsh College in Michigan. They it's not saying where they currently slave, but it's saying that they worked at some type of accounting firm, business and accounting.
Because they had to have that money.
Yeah,
man, to be doing that type of stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so hold on. I'm trying to look up the picture now, right? Hold on.
Because I don't know if you all I saw a video recently too, as we on this transgender stuff, with that same what's his name, Mark Lamont, and that sister Candace, and Candace questioned him. Question him on like basically what's a woman, you know what I mean? And he trying to say, well, a transgender woman is a woman, and she's like, yo, you sick, you know what I mean? What the hell you talking about?
Right.
You know what I mean? Can okay, you saying this transgender woman is a woman, can she have a child? Can she have a period? Can't, you know what I mean? And he is like, well, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like he fully, as I say, Cap, he fully invested in America.
Yeah, he ain't buying into that now. Right? He ain't getting him to admit to none of that shit. Listen, I see another one with what's the basketball one? Stephen A. Smith. Right? Stephen A. Smith recently was talking about the pilot program for giving our brothers and sisters who they call migrants the food stamp card. And he was saying how dare you raise so much money for a foreigner? He say, you're already doing it for Ukraine. There's a ton of money for Ukraine. What about the people here? I'm all for supporting Israel. I'm all for that. And I'm like, hold up. How you against this thing, but you're supporting that? brother, the small hat is officially the boogeyman of the 21st century.
Yeah.
He is officially the boogeyman. He is Candyman, say his name 5 times, the boogeyman, Freddy Krueger. He is that to these entertainers and these celebrities, brother. They don't want no smoke from the small hat.
None.
And it's very similar with the LGBTQ.
Yeah.
So lock it.
Go ahead, Cap.
And you know the irony of this, like the Lord, like, okay, people, everybody want to identify with this and identify with that. But you know the irony about, like, God always has a way of making you confess who you are. And sometimes he have to take things from you for you to realize who you really are. So in this case, it's just like what happened with the abortion. When they had the whole thing about they overturned the abortion thing and women couldn't get abortions. At that point, everybody knew what a woman was then. Then a woman, because, okay, when they say women's rights, okay, what's a woman? Now we get into biology. See, because if anybody can be a woman, then you don't have women's rights. You don't call it women's rights.
Right.
But when they took abortion, the Lord allowed the Supreme Court to strip abortion. Then everybody knew what a woman was all of a sudden. So God has a way of making the wicked confess. And sometimes he do it through subtraction.
That's right.
In this case, you know, it had to be the person's private parts. So like I yield.
Let's say
a private intervention,
That's right. That's right, Cap.
A private matter. Yeah, I should have go to the Privy Council.
It's hell.
These people here, they need to put where they work. Go ahead, priest.
Yeah, and you know, just as you're looking at this now, and you're watching the whole backdrop of everything, and we now starting to pattern their custom and their lifestyle, and you know, just like Jeremiah was breaking down now, that vessel are dishonor and that vessel are honor. We are vessels of honor, and anytime we start to partake or patronate in their custom and their ways, now we end up picking up the repercussions of what the consequences of what supposed to be getting. We start to get it now. And this is why again it's important now, on every platform that you know that the ISUPK and the Commander General and teach on, you know, we always bring back that history and go way back, and the oppressor knows that. And this is why again, this is the only place now again where when you're taught you know history in the world, you didn't know history until you come in the ISUPK and the Commander General. So
that's right.
That's it.
Yep.
Right. So, can I say one thing, Cap?
Yeah, go ahead. Come on.
You know what I'm saying? What's Swabi just said, like, it's so heavy, man, because we got to understand. I know it's Black History Month, quote unquote, but this LGBTQI community situation was brought to you via integration, just like what he just brought out. It was brought to you via integration. Integration was the Trojan horse that led to this. And the irony of it is, you damn near can't even hold on to Black History Month, because guess who taking that? The LGBTQI. They just run a black line through the rainbow and just call it, this is LGBTQI Black History Month.
Right.
You can't even hold on to that. So our enemies have massive integration to our detriment. Slaki, I yield.
Yep. So this is the I think these are the deviants here, right?
Yep. That's them.
Okay, so now in the bottom right corner, the one in the blue hoodie is the transgender.
Kawaka, sir.
And this is the boyfriend who they're suing.
Yep.
For the parts.
Kawaka.
And I guess above is the parts.
No, I think that might be the letter.
Letter.
I don't know. Look like
I think that's the parts.
yeah,
It got the little medical triangle on it.
Good night.
Yeah, I think that's the part. I think that's the parts right there, brother.
That's
Meaning,
some
and it have all
Frankenstein stuff
the
right there.
yeah, man. And it have all them the harsh chemical sign, you know, on it, as if you know to warn them, don't open and cook this bag.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, this is, you know, once again, Black History Month 100 years ago, this is who would have been the overseer or
Right.
somebody who sitting down there crying, saying a black man did it, or you know, making up fabricating something, so that this self-mutilation would have been done on the cattle, on the property before.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I felt like sometimes, you know, you see how sometimes in an apartment somebody punch a wall or brought through a glass at the wall. Like 100 years ago, this self-mutilation is what was done to us, you know, at the end of a rope, you know, lit on a fire, cutting off body parts while you're hanging, you know, the whole strip. For the life of me, the body hanging and the pants is around the ankles. Like, what kind of LGBTQ thing is that? Like, why the pants have to be around the ankles? What is you doing? But now that, you know, of course, to them, slavery is abolished and we quote unquote free, they can't get to catch us as easy as. Of course, the ones who really gung-ho about harming us would still do it. But the ones who would partake with the mob, they can't do it. So now is, you know, they just, you know, you do it to their own selves. I don't know, maybe. I'm just trying to draw a comparison, because boy, this year is wild. This year is wild. The keeping it part I'm talking about. I wonder how much more of them do keep it. Is this part of the community? Is there a whole community that keeps their parts?
Right.
And Salaki, as Kazak saying, really and truly, that's some sick stuff, because you know what I mean, people will go, you know what I mean, get medical stuff removed from the self. You understand what I'm saying? Might get their appendix removed or whatever. They don't put it in a bag or something in the fridge next to the eggs. You know what I mean?
Right.
You putting your parts next to, you know what I mean, food that you're gonna eat. Who the hell want to see that them stuff? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? And you can clearly see this person needs some type of, you know what I mean, some type of intervention. But, you know what I mean, this is America in a nutshell. You know what I mean? Pun intended. It's lucky. So,
that one arrived to me late now. I can go ahead, so
I tell you, he nail on the head right there.
Well, moving on.
You could be whoever you want to be, love whoever you want to love, but black man, you can't be a Jew. You can't come out and be a Jew.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Boy, oh boy.
Salakia, if I may,
Cap.
Man, this is the definition of trying to hold on to the real you. You know what I mean? Like, that's what this is. They trying to hold on to the real you. It's like, you know, you want everybody else to see you differently, but you know you in that refrigerator. The real you is in that refrigerator. And that's why the Shim is so upset. What I also find to be funny, if we read more into the article, the judge responded and said the state paid for that surgery, so I'm not going to allow you to come up on, you know, something that the state paid for. You know what I mean? Which is crazy. Salaki, if I could just deviate for a quick second, like my profession outside of the UPK is I work in healthcare, and I know what happens on the background, what they do for these Rainbow Coalition. They put so many things into play to benefit them. Like, they can get flown out for certain type of surgeries. They can get special treatment with the doctors involved determining if it's medically necessary. You know what I mean? It's crazy to think that the state pays for this, but we got so many black and brown brothers and sisters that deserve health care, that need it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Need so much focus on things that actually will save their life. Where we're trying to, where this is in the medical term, cosmetic, which is not medically necessary, but they put it to make it medically necessary so that they can feel good, so that they could have a place, in a place to feel comfortable. But when it comes to us as black and brown people, we're always put, in the most horrendous situations when it comes to our health care. Our women, just in pregnancy alone, how many women die in pregnancy? There's no focus on that, but it's focusing on this. Right. It's just crazy. It's like, yeah,
Right.
So like, can I?
You're right.
No, I'm sorry, Cap. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, brother.
No, Cap. It's just so heavy, man, because we done been reduced to a subcategory under the LGBTQI community. Like he just brought out something that's heavy, and a sidebar. This week I found out something crazy about Mississippi when it comes to the healthcare industry. Like I'll be wondering, how you see so many foreigners, like it's so many foreigners, East Indians, and it's so many East Indians in Mississippi that's in the healthcare. I come to find out this week that they have a program where it's doctors and everything. They come from them foreign countries. They take out all them loans, probably up to $130,000 or $140,000 or more, and the state will wipe away they basically all their loans will be wiped away if they work in Mississippi for 5 years. I just found this out this week, and these are programs. Once again, this show you the failure of our so-called black leaders. Here you are, you a gatekeeper and the gates of language. And you got all these resources that coming through, and you first thing you supposed to say is, let me go to the hood. How many of y'all want to be doctors? How many that you supposed to be getting them out of high school and putting them in these programs? If the government and the state gonna take care of it. But once again, we are bypassed because we integrated, and now you have a group that's more. They the new black now. They get prioritized health care, which is cosmetic. When you need a life saving surgery, but you can't get no help from the state. Man, come on, man. And you talking about we progress? Every Black History Month, them niggas get up there and say, look how far we come. What? Look how far we've come.
Right.
We went backwards.
Damn right, sir.
Like, this is a shame, man. That's a heavy point you brought out, Cornwall. Like, it's so many things and secret programs they have and things we don't even know about.
Yeah.
So, like, I yield.
Listen, Cap, they came out the closet to go in the fridge.
Come on, okay.
All the closet to go in the fridge. They reversed from the frying pan into the fire. Listen, man, let's keep rocking. Yeah, man, let's keep rocking. Where we going next? Oh, number 6, brother. That's a heartbreaker right there. I'm gonna tell you straight up and no.
Come on.
That one right there, boy. Payback is a dog, boy. A big dog, too. I'm gonna try to tell you.
Come on.
You got a day coming. Ooh, you got a day coming, Oppressor.
Which story is that one?
Number 6, sir.
Oh man.
Let me go ahead and read it. Kawakan. Police allegedly handcuffed Alabama man so tightly his hand had to be amputated. Lawsuit. Giovanni Loyola was allegedly punched in the face, kneed on his back, and handcuffed extremely tightly by a responding deputy, a lawsuit alleged. An Alabama police officer allegedly handcuffed a man's wrist so tightly that it had to be amputated. The man claimed in a 2021 lawsuit that is now headed to trial per reports. According to the complaint, Giovanni Loyola was in his Pinson, Alabama home in February 2020 when deputies Christopher Godber, Ashanti McKinney, and Jared White came to his door regarding complaints alleging that two men were fighting and had weapons. The complaint disputes that there was a fight. It alleges that when Loyola answered the door, Godber dragged him down steps and slammed him against a car before throwing him to the ground. The complaint further alleges that Godber repeatedly punched Loyola's face and handcuffed him extremely tightly while grinding his knee on his back. The complaint says Godber eventually loosened the handcuffs and Loyola was taken to jail. AL.com reports he was charged with disorderly conduct and disturbing the peace in resisting arrest. The disposition of those charges was not immediately clear. When Loyola was released from jail a few days later, he sought medical help because he was experiencing tremendous pain in his left wrist, per the complaint. Doctors referred him for emergency surgery, citing a problem with blood flow to his left hand. During his hospital stay, Loyola had grained fingertips, swelling, and excruciating pain that would wake him up at night, the complaint claims. After he was released from the hospital, he repeatedly visited hospitals for treatment, and eventually his left hand had to be amputated due to the injuries inflicted on him by the deputies' improper use of handcuffs, the complaint claims.
Silaki, are they still on the job?
Let me see, sir.
I guarantee you, let's put them somewhere else. Listen now, this here, brother, Moses law gonna stand that. Moses law gonna have to reign for this one, and it's gonna have to go through your generations. I'm telling you straight. Y'all, whoever did this, y'all gonna be known as the righties from now, because the whole line ain't gonna have no left hand. Like, that is crazy. And this is not. They like to talk about alleged. And okay, this is what they don't like too. It's so heavy. You could see this brother face here. He a straight warrior,
right?
And that's because he's the children of Israel. Because he's the children of Israel, he's standing strong with this shit. Like this oppressor, he gonna pay. Somehow he gonna pay. He gonna absolutely pay. And this is why they hate the tribe of Issachar and Zebulun so much. It's because no matter what, you are not going to break us, man. You ain't gonna break us. You might maim and mangle us, but you ain't breaking us. We're not yielding. We're not yielding to you. Like, this is a stone cold picture here. Like, this brother is almost like this is a whole cause he have right here. Look at this brother face.
Right.
No, where's Al Sharpton and Benjamin Crump and all of them? Where they at? Where are they? Where all the, they don't call us a hate group, brother. And this ain't alleged. There's so many accounts of brothers talking about how them cops would put them cuffs on so tight that you would have that swelling. You would have that swelling, your hands swell up because you're in them cuffs so tight. You know how to put them things on so damn tight, man.
Right. So lock.
Go ahead, Kyle.
And this amputation was forced, not like the first story we went into.
Heavy point.
Like this, like once again, the Lord is showing us more and more about this place. You got a person that willingly removed their manhood, and then you have a brother right here that was, I mean, these police in Alabama, I mean, like they put the brute in brutality. Like once again, and the Fed, like I said, I'm gonna stay on this, just like Mississippi. The federal government, the FBI, they failing on their job. They failed. They so busy watching us and trying to mess with us. And look what's going on right under your nose. In one of the quote unquote states of the union. Look what happens. And you mean to tell me you can't go in there and wipe that the police department clean top to bottom. Like this right here is a crime against humanity. What happened to this brother, man? And then shout out to ISUPK Alabama. This is why they did what they did. Went down there and we got the people voted. We was there to make sure the people had a fair. That they wasn't intimidated by those white supremacists, and they dismantled the whole police department in one of those small towns because the UPK showed up and walked women. You remember that? I mean, they walked women and men, elderly men, to their car, escorted them because they were afraid of what would happen. You understand? Like this.
Them southern places is famous for that thing there. It's famous for that intimidation, brother. That's listen. There's a little sidebar. I was listening to some program this week, a Black History program, and they was talking about the Wilmington massacre in down there in North Carolina, brother. And they hide the thing so much they make it seem like Black people didn't have no power. And they had this devil, brother, who was printing stories in the paper, and he came out and he said, "Man, if them niggas show up by the polls, run them off, threaten to shoot them. And if they don't leave, shoot them on the spot." He said, "We're gonna choke so and so river with their dead carcasses." Some big river, he claimed. He said, "We're gonna choke the river with their dead carcasses if they think they're gonna vote and maintain power." So what you all did there is going against their history of violence against us. And it's systemic. Salaki Kahan, go ahead, please.
No, you're right. It's why the Bible said that the men of the Lord have to stand in the gaps.
Yep.
You see, talk is cheap. Right. See, we get down there in the trenches. You understand? We down there with the clan. They may not have the hoods on, but and the irony is they claim we the clan in blackface.
Right.
Which I mean, I don't even make like we are there for the help the community. This is why all you brothers and sisters out there should support Commander General Hunter. You supposed to be paying your tithes because there's these type of stories. Guess who the men who the Lord is gonna have to sit down there, the men under Commander General Hunter, to go check on this story, go try to reach out to that brother, find out if he okay. You supposed to be sent, cause see, like Captain Shock said, they ain't going in there. Al Sharp and them, they don't go down there to check on these type of stories. It's types of stories in Alabama and Mississippi and these other southern states that don't even reach the media.
Yeah,
they only reach it through TikTok or YouTube or somebody. The web, they only access to the. It's almost like a foreign country. You would think you was in North Korea. The way they got a lock on the press. Like, I mean, come on, man. Like this right here, this, like you said, that bro, you can look at that brother's eyes, man. That brother's a soldier.
Yeah, he a soldier.
He's a straight up soldier, man. They abused that brother, man. And imagine how many other stories that don't come out.
Yeah. Listen, Kahan, if they had stood on his chest and his neck any harder, he would have been in one of them mass graves. We'd have never heard about him.
Exactly. The water cap.
He'd have been right there in one of them mass graves, an unidentified man with his wallet in his pocket.
Right.
I mean, the picture on the left, brother, it looked like his digits is decaying off with what's called that thing when that thing set in. Gangrene. And that gangrene setting. I thought it was like metal rods or something trying to put in, but then I looked down there where his pinky finger is and the fourth finger, the ring finger. That shit done, no circulation, so that shit started to rot off. It's crazy. Go ahead, Kwam.
So, like, what I was going to say real quick, if I may, like, this is the definition of excessive force. Yet when we cry out about it, like so many numerous stories about Black and brown people telling you that the authorities that are in charge at this time, they commit excessive force on us. And then we have examples like this, and nobody wants to speak out. Like what you and Captain Kahan was saying was heavy. Like, where the leaders at? But I want to double down on it. A lot of our Hispanic brothers, and sisters are Catholic. Where's the Pope?
Right.
Where the Pope speaking out on this? Where the Christians in their society speaking out on this? They're not. This is why the UPK is so important, because we're going to do what nobody wants to do. And that is actually recognize that Black and brown brothers are receiving the same judgment in America. The very same judgment. This isn't just Alabama. This is Texas. This is California. This is North Carolina. This is everywhere we reside. And it's a sad thing that we can't see it. Like, this is not what they call a one-off situation. This is a everyday situation. You know what I mean? And so I just wanted to say that real quick. I yield. Salakia, sir.
No, you're right, brother. You absolutely right. Hold on. I'm looking up more stories now. Hold on. I'm trying to look up because there are stories. I done heard some of them before about, you know, damage from handcuffs during arrest. It's too tight. Hold on. Oh boy, I'm gonna keep looking. I'm sure I'm gonna find them.
I'm
sure
just, and just to add to what you were saying too, you know what I mean, and this is why, you know what I mean, we say we don't have time to worry about what's going on in Ukraine, because what's been going on in Ukraine been going on here with us for over 400 years and counting. You understand?
Right.
Like, we're in a place where injustices are being done to us and there's no justice for it.
Right.
You understand? Like, you had to sit down behind a desk with one hand while the man who did it to you able to go home with his hands and, you know what I mean, go about his business, go about his life. You understand? When your life change, life change, you had to learn now to deal with life with one hand. You understand? Which is a big change. As a cop, I could just read something here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right, this from that book, the Lucifer Principle. Principle, perpetual shutdown. I'm gonna just read the exits. It's a progress is possible only when people believe in possibilities of growth and change. Races or tribes die out not just when they are conquered and suppressed, but when they accept their defeated condition, become despairing, and lose their excitement about the future. You understand? Like, these oppressors, they know what they're doing to us. They know that they put us in a condition, and that condition that we are in, we are going to lose that excitement to even, you know what I mean, survive, basically. Like, like, there's supposed to be some justice for this brother. This is supposed to be on the news. This is supposed to be blasting.
Right.
You understand? That these type of atrocities have to stop, or else we don't want to hear nothing about Ukraine. Let's and Ukraine and them Palestinians, let them deal with that. You understand? Don't try to push that on us when we have problems, real problems. You understand?
Right.
They're crying about living in an occupied state when black people been in that condition. You in the Caribbean and you in an occupied state, and you don't even know it.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
All right.
Right.
Can I say one thing, Cap?
Go ahead, please.
And you know, and like I said, I don't know who his legal team is, but I'm gonna tell you something. When they ask him to raise his hand and swear on that Bible, he should put the left hand up.
Yep.
For the effect. Just for the effect.
Right.
I don't know who's advised. Once again, the UPK. Once again, we are excellent advisors in this school. Once again, we specialize in race relations. But I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if they listening or his legal team may see this video, but make him raise up the hand that they have to amputate.
Yep. Give them the hand they took.
Give them the hand that they took. Put that hand on the Bible.
Yep.
Because this right here is a travesty. And once again, every time, like they said in Mississippi, when they went back there to start checking, they talking about they don't want nobody to look bad. It's the South is covered. Like it ain't just the South, it's everywhere. But since we talking about Alabama, this right here, man, this goes on, and which is why they hate the UPK. They hate the UPK because you can't say you were never racist. You can't call us. Imagine trying to call us reverse racism, and you in Alabama. Imagine that. That's laughable. It's laughable for the call the ISUPK racist in a place called Alabama.
Right.
It's a laughing goddamn matter, man. It's a joke. So like I yield.
So like Michelle, can I read this that you have here?
Yeah, if somebody could, anyone could.
Okay. From NIH. Complaints of pain after use of handcuffs should not be dismissed. Handcuffs.
This is NIH is National Institute of Health, I believe, and it's from the National Library of Medicine, the National Center for Biotechnology Information, right? So, and this is a government site because it's .gov. You know what I mean? And they have different things. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, Cap, I just noticed something. Is that a scripture on his shirt?
There's a full scripture on his shirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
16 and 13.
Wow.
Yep.
Salon, I just wanted to point that out, Cap. Salon.
No, listen, brother. He's strong with the shit out. He said, "Be strong, be of good courage, be strong." Like this brother here, he ain't no punk. And okay, it's bittersweet because the Christianity is who's going to get the glory for what he's doing, not Christ. You understand? But Lord be with him either way. So like, go ahead, Nathan.
No, yeah, as you said, I now see the dog tag around his neck too.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Once again, our people have a zeal, just not after knowledge, but that still don't negate the fact that we're the Lord's children, and you can't do this to us.
Yeah,
you cannot do this to us. It's impossible. Listen, Dylan Storm Roof has his two hands, brother. He has his full two hands and use of all his digits, all of them. Let me get this report, just a little bit of this report here. It says there's the consultant comes from the Department of Orthopedics, Royal Free Hospital in London. And this study is a British study. So this whole tight handcuff thing is all across the board. If that's the case, go ahead, From where it starts with the editor.
Okay, editor. Handcuffs are commonly used to restrain prisoners. It is not unusual for them to be applied in violent circumstances and for the prisoner to struggle. This can lead to over-tightening of the handcuffs and considerable trauma to the structures around the wrists. We have recently seen fractures, lacerations, and injuries to the radial ulnar and median nerves. All right. This is probably the tip of the iceberg, as many people with such injuries fail to attend for assessment, follow-up, or investigation.
Of course, they're gonna fail to attend to it because ain't nobody believing you big nigga so strong, or you Hispanic so strong that a little bracelet. Now they'll give it a whole trivial term. You say to put the bracelets on you, that could hurt you. But when you ring that thing so tight, all kind of nerve damage happening, and these doctors and specialists saying this is probably the tip of the iceberg because this thing could go further. This thing could go further. Like, this is straight up abuse, man. This is straight up abuse, and you say the Bible is barbaric and it's old, and you want to go back to stoning. Hey, listen, man. A man could go for the city of refuge, if anything. Like, you ain't got to do this to somebody.
Yeah.
You got laws against damaging people, man.
That's abuse.
That is absolute abuse, man. Absolute abuse. I don't want to hear nothing about no mistake with this thing here, man. I don't even want to hear nothing about paying no restitution, just only. You got to pay that money and you got to lose that hand.
Yeah.
You have to lose that hand, man. That is absolutely crazy there, boy.
That's right.
Crazy. And listen, not stereotyping, but a lot of our people, that's how we make a living. Whether it's, the carpentry or the plumbing or the mechanics or whatever. Like our hands, like ain't nobody here, the Hawkins guy in the damn chair and just talking into a mic. Like you taking away this man's livelihood here, man. And this place, listen, if I could, one more thing.
Come, you got it.
This place is so evil, brother, and they would do things to us like this and celebrate the person who did it. That actor, Mark Wahlberg, he did something similar to our brother. Before he became that big actor, just in between the days of Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, when he was trying to rap and be a damn Backstreet Boy type rapper, type, whatever. He was a racist and he beat this brother and took his eye out. Blinded the brother. And he still got his two eyes today and is a big media mogul actor today with his both eyes. Like something had to go on with this thing, brother. That's absolutely ridiculous. Go ahead, Cap.
Cap, you said something that was heavy. You brought up how people try to criticize the Old Testament and Moses' law. The law of Moses, or the law, the Bible in general. But like you said, that is what will restore balance, which is justice. A man would think twice about making another man lose his hand if he knew he would lose his. A man would think twice about taking somebody else's eye if he knew he would lose his. And see, that's the thing. Like what you're saying, this under this man's law, this is barbaric. They want to criticize God's law, but God's law is not barbaric. These people's laws and all their amendments to their laws are barbaric. And we're looking at it as Exhibit A right here. You don't got to believe us. Look at it right here. Look at this brother's eyes.
Right.
How can this brother be made whole? That is the question for America and the justice system. This right here, and see, this is why certain law punishments in the Bible were communal, like stoning. It's certain acts that you did, the community had to participate in because you violated the community or the nation as a whole.
Right.
So, like, I yield, sir.
Crazy, brother.
Salaki, if I may.
Go ahead, go on.
Just like thinking about this situation with this brother and how y'all been bringing it out, how barbaric it is. This was done in the presence of public. You can only imagine what goes on now behind closed doors.
Damn.
So you got to sit here and think, if they're so willing to do this in public, I just can only imagine how many brothers have been tortured in those prison systems. How many brothers' bodies aren't found, or they're in a grave because of the mind state of a brutal beast, as this that police department or sheriff department that took it upon themselves to do this, and cause excessive force. It's just it's crazy, and it's like, if we as a people, we got to notice this. They don't hide their hand; they show you who they are. You know what I mean? It's y'all think the right hand isn't showing the left hand. They got both hands exposed, all eyes out in the open. Everything is available for you to see, but you refuse to pay attention and recognize who the devil is, who the beast is, who the one that we need to separate from. If you don't see this brother, and realize you need to separate from them, then your hand is going to be separated next, unfortunately. And it's not going to just be, your hand. It's going to be your child. It's going to be, someone you love dearly. It's like, you.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. I think Kwam, you had a story too with the brother who had to have his leg amputated.
Yeah, we were talking about it. I sent it to you. There's another story that was another one where a brother back in 2023, he ended up having to go. He sued the sheriff's department, but it was an older brother, and it's crazy because this is a younger brother, and then that's an older brother in that story I sent you. Like that's biblical. From the youth to the young to the old, they don't consider. They don't care about our people, and that's another. I mean, just a story. I know you had mentioned it earlier, Cap. So I was trying to find one to send to you that came up.
That's right. Damn right. Cap, can I get one scripture?
If you don't mind, brother, please.
Can I get Leviticus chapter 20, verse 26? Leviticus chapter 20, verse 26. Because Captain Cromwell said something heavy about us being separated from them. And this scripture right here, when I see this story here, I think about this scripture, if I could, my brother.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 20 and verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me. For I, the Lord, am holy.
You understand? The Lord is set apart. You supposed to be holy unto the Lord, man. You understand? We ain't supposed to be like these other nations. You supposed to be separated from these other nations. And the Lord said he holy. You can't try to put him in a category with these fake gods, these false gods, and these false deities. He's in a class of his own.
Right.
You understand? He's the only one true God. Keep going.
And have severed you from other people.
Now listen to this. This right here is what make me think about this story right here. He said, can you repeat that again, my brother?
And have severed you from other people.
Do you know what the word sever mean? All the brothers and sisters out there that's listening to the ISUPK, sever mean to violently separate.
Right.
That's what that word means. It's not a piece, something we gonna just ease it. No, you sever someone. When you sever something, it's violently separating. And because we have joined these people, we violently losing limbs by joining with the wicked, by being a part of their society. When if we would have been separated from them, we would have all our limbs and the things that we need. But here's the heavy part about it. We are so joined to these people, he's gonna do it again.
Right.
That's what he did in Egypt. Egypt was a violent separation. As the young brothers and sisters say, they got it in blood. That's how they got it. And the covenant was in blood.
Right.
He's going to violence this time because you don't want to do it diplomatically. You don't even want to do it willingly. So he's going to have to we are so joined to these people that it's going to take a violently surgical process to make us separate again. And it's going to be bloody. So like I yield. I'm sorry, can you finish it up, my brother? Is there any more on that? Come on.
That ye should be mine.
You see that, man? That we should be the Lord's, man. That I mean, come on, man. I mean, the Lord is telling us right here, man. I just wanted to bring this scripture out because that brother, he had to get his hand severed, so he wouldn't die. So you know what I'm saying? Sickness won't spread in him, man. And that's what happens so much in these stories, man. I just wanted to bring that out because that word sever stick out to me in this scripture. So like I yield.
That's right.
Yeah, listen, man. You know, you're so right. Like, Lord be with you, brother. This for sure. That's for sure a hard loss, and you know, whatever it is, you know, it could have been much worse. You didn't lose your life. You know what I mean? You may have had to pay with that left hand, but you didn't lose your life. You know what I mean? This down near this remind me of that story. I don't know. Now, if I don't remember, Captain Ash used to always tell us about this Galvano, or the Native Indian brother who they cut the two hands off of.
Yeah.
And he ended up taking 2 spears and attaching them to the stubs of his hands. And he led a whole damn army unit against the conquistadors. You know what I mean? This brother here, his whole countenance, it brought back to memory that story. I think it's Galvaro or Galvano or something like that was his name.
Yeah. I remember John Muhammad went to do over in class recently too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Galvarino. Tawada, that's Officer Hawar Galvarino.
Yeah, that's
Remind me of that. Like the brother's countenance, like he is not at all. Like you looking at him there, brother, he is focused in and zeroed in. And you done took his hand, so he's coming for something. And he's sitting at the table like this is business. Like this is absolute business, and I'm coming to collect. You know what I mean? That's insane, brother. That's absolutely insane. Like you could arrest a whole terrorist, and you can't arrest us. You can't deal with us the right way. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. You know what I mean? All right, let's see what else we're dealing with tonight. We want to deal to you get that Minnesota article?
Mentally ill.
Yeah. I think it's number 18.
Comic-Con, sir.
No, I
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I got you. I do have some of the video that's in the article. I hope it plays. Hold on, no, it's still loading. You could go ahead out.
Comic-Con. Minnesota City pushed landlords to evict tenants seeking emergency services for mental illness, Department of Justice says. The Minnesota City allegedly gave landlords weekly reports revealing personal medical information of renters. The Minneapolis suburb of Anoka sits where Minnesota's meandering 150-mile Rum River ambles into the mighty Mississippi. Like other communities, it touts itself as an agreeably placid place to live. But last year, a federal investigation found Anoka illegally discriminated against residents with mental health disabilities, saying the city gave landlords weekly reports over 5 years revealing personal medical information of renters who received multiple emergency calls to their homes. In at least 780 cases, the city also shared details about mental health crisis and even how people had tried to kill themselves, all under the guise of enforcing an ordinance designed to deter crime and eliminate public nuisances, the U.S. Department of Justice said.
So wait, hold on.
Like
what is the whole? Why I don't understand how the eviction coming. Like they get the information, and somehow that means you don't deserve a place to live.
Yeah, that baffling me.
Pretty much,
like
sir.
That's. I wonder if this is because this is in Minnesota. Does Minnesota have like a vagrancy or no loitering law like how Vegas is? You know, I think it's Vegas, right? Vegas where you could get locked up for being on the street. You're familiar with what I'm talking about? Is Vegas or New Mexico? One of those places over there. Either New Mexico or Vegas. I think one of them you could get locked up for being on the street because it was a big deal with the after the COVID where so many people were evicted. And they were arresting a lot of these people because they didn't have no place to go. It might be New Mexico or Arizona, somewhere around there. I'm wondering if Minnesota has that, and this is an excuse to fill up the jail cells.
So,
you know what I mean? Go ahead, please.
If I may, listening to this, I look at this as strategic targeting. Because if you know anything about Minnesota, Minnesota has the biggest Somalian population in America. And this does not happen to the Africans. This is not happening to them. This is strictly things that are targeting Black and brown people in those areas. And so when I hear this and I see this and I know the crimes going on, it's a lot of Hamite crime. I think there was like I recently read an article not too long ago, probably a couple of weeks ago, about like a major sting of the Somalians. They got big gangs out there in Minnesota, running rampant. But yet and still, we get the end of the stick in a bad way, where they're always, we're the problem. You know what I mean? Too many of them. You know what I mean? Too many Hispanics and Mexicans coming in. Too many Salvadorians coming in. It's just, for me, it's just strategic targeting. It's a damn shame. You know what I mean? It's a lot.
You hit the nail on the head there. Please.
No, I was gonna when they said look it up. I'm shocked. They said there's only 2 states where it's not illegal to be homeless in America. Oregon and Wyoming. Every other state it's illegal to be homeless.
Damn.
It's just that they don't, you know what I mean? They don't enforce it. Yeah, they don't enforce it, but it's illegal. So which means more than likely they was trying to, you know what I mean, instead of deal with them with the mental health, I just say more likely, or put them in some mental institution where they could make money. Whoever,
and do their experiments, do their abuse, do their Virginian luxuries. Meanwhile, these Marleys is running all over Minnesota and just making the place unpretty. I mean, because that head is something else.
Right.
Definitely out of a laboratory.
I'm trying to tell you, Yakub, they got big-headed scientists. Damn. A lot of thinking going on up there, Jack.
Sir. So like I said too.
Wow.
In the article, it says that this is mainly targeting low-income communities. So like y'all were just saying, this is specifically targeting, I can imagine, Black and Hispanic communities.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, they're trying to, it's most likely got something to do with money. Like you said, they're trying to get these brothers and sisters in our community into these mental institutions, because the mental institutions operate just like prisons, where they get paid per head. Right. And so it's a lot of money in them filling up those institutions and putting bodies on beds, because the state gets paid. And so, of course, just like any time it's time to make money, the people to exploit is always us. And so that's another way the oppression and the perpetual hatred is shown for us, sir.
Yep, you're right, Doc. And that whole play, that's why I call it like you're running a play in a football game. That play runs so deep, because it's not just federal money they're getting. Remember them medical institutions, the pharmaceutical companies, they have a stake in there too. They have a stake in there too, because they're supplying, whatever else, the Adderall or the Valium. They're supplying all of that thing there, and you're freeing up state funds, because now the state funds would have been paying the Section 8, would have been paying the SNAP, would have been paying the EBT. And as Captain Kwame was saying, with all the Somalians coming in, who knows if that's part of the the bargain are taken from them. Now Robin Peter to pay Paul damn near. You know what I mean? Like they're taking it from us, giving it to them, just like they did with Detroit and them Arabs. Them Arabs moved into Detroit on the humble, brother, and just took over the place.
Right.
You know what I mean? Fully took over the place. So, I mean, everybody better find the UPK fast before it's too late. Before it's too late.
Right.
Go ahead, Cap.
No, Cap, what you're saying is so heavy. And oh man, like this, I think this is violating HIPAA. Because you disclosing people's mental, this is going into medical things here. This is going to a whole different avenue. So I think even them having the information, I think, is illegal if they acquire, especially how they require it. This could have a lawsuit on multiple ends. You know what I'm saying? Because I think even with some of those people who have mental, they have rent protection things too, and we in the winter. So, you know, and it's cold up there, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, and this is, once again, I got to keep saying it. This is why you should support the ISUPK. You see Commander General Yohannes feeding brothers and sisters. Imagine what, I mean, and I'm gonna tell you, there's so many things that we can do as a nation if we do and support the right people. And you're talking to the right people right here, the ISUPK. You understand? Because they can care less about, like the Bible says, they count the feeble as nothing. They count the weak as nothing. And the Lord said that we supposed to have them within our gates.
Right.
They're supposed to be protected.
Right.
The ones who can't defend for themselves, the one who have mental issues and things like that. There's a place for them in our society, and we're supposed to protect them.
Right.
The least of these, like the scripture said, but they don't care about in this place. All they care about, you know what I'm saying, is can they collect rent? If they can get you out, and they can get you out at market rate, they don't care. You know what I'm saying? This we in the belly of the beast in this place, man. So like I yield.
Let me get a little bit of the video. Let me see if we get a little bit of that video. See if the this oppressor said anything different. You know what I mean? Or if he expanded a little more on it.
You know, addiction issues, they can have violent outbursts, they can have lots of things that really get traced back to mental health. So when that's determined to be the case for a juvenile, we want to see what we can do better as a system. You know, I think it's universal that, you know, post-COVID, we're missing so many workers, we're missing so many things, whether it's teachers, nurses, law enforcement, mental health professionals. And so what we're finding is the system is not equipped to take on this new need. I think mental health needs have really been exacerbated by COVID, whether it's adults, whether, you know, just everyone is suffering at some level. So we're trying to really break that system apart and say, how can we do this better? Some of this stuff has been going on for years. And now I think we've hit that point where the legislature said, you know, we need a plan, and asked us to go study it. We have people from across the state of Minnesota and looking at different aspects, lived experience, people, providers, corrections people, prosecutors, defenders, some kind of all in, and really trying to tear the system and really break it down into what could we do differently and how could we do it? What would look like that would also be better, not just different for the sake of being different. And so we're not at all, you know, we're not involved in determining what, you know, a kid whose charge is given to us is, you know, what their
I don't think he's going into that housing thing. It looked like he's talking about, you know, he's advocating for, you know, I guess the you know, treatment, better treatment.
Yeah,
that's what it seems like. It seems like he going into the advocating for better treatment, which really is advocating for more funding.
Exactly.
Not necessarily better treatment. He's advocating for more money. You know what I mean? You know, not necessarily better treatment, because after all, he is the devil.
Exactly.
He's absolutely is the devil, brother. Everything he do, you know, is revolving around cash flow and how to get more of it.
Right.
Like a cap.
Go ahead, please.
And why aren't these people put on a hate group list? Since we talking about funding, because see, all these organizations, I've been learning something new recently. These people are out here getting all kind of grant money, federal grant money, all kind of money for the house people and do all this stuff, and they're scam artists.
Right.
They're getting money for pretending to do what we do on our own.
Yep.
And you know what I'm saying? Like
we do it with no money.
Exactly. Thank you, Cap. We do it with no money. And they get all this money and then still find a way to kick out people. That is never enough. You understand? But they have their personal real estate in some gated community, some suburb. But let's go to show you, man, like how this place is so corrupt. The corruption is rotten to the core of this place, man. And they don't have a leg to stand on. You kicking these people out in the dead of winter, man. You kicking these people out in the wintertime, you know what I'm saying? And people with mental, so that you basically saying they supposed to fend for themselves. You basically want them, you really want them to die. You know what I'm saying? Like this right here is what goes on in America. And once again, the failure of Black, Hispanic, Native American, Indian leadership, where they at? It supposed to be like a satellite. We supposed, this going on in Minnesota. Okay, we here. They ain't doing none of that. They ain't on the scene. You know who gonna be on the scene? Yours truly, the ISUPK.
Yes, sir.
As always boots on the ground, always finding out what's going on, always checking on Israel's welfare, and reporting these stories to you out there, the listeners and viewing audience on social media. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, these type of stories. Once again, it should light a fire under you, Israel. It's a light of fire to get down to the Passover we're gonna have in North Carolina with Commanding General Yohana. To sit down, you know what I'm saying, hosted by Captain Nathak up there in North Carolina. You supposed to want to come there and look, bring your plan, bring everything. You got plans, bring it. Let's sit down. Let's put our heads together. We got things we have to discuss. A lot of you out there that got ideas and different things that you want to bring, come sit down with the general. Bring it to the general. Bring it to Commander General Yohana. Let them examine it. Things that you know going on in whatever department or practice you in. Bring it to the general. So we can see what's going on in this nation. Salaki, I yield.
Salaki, if I may, Captain Kahan was bringing out so heavy. Like in the UPK, man, we're the only ones that have proper discernment. We're the only ones. We're the only ones that actually will examine a situation and properly give it judgment that it deserves, so that it's good for the whole, the whole bigger picture. One of the things that I did take from that video, Cap, is I didn't trust anything that he said. Because if you know anything about Minnesota, this is something that was published on ABC News, that they were one of the big, they were one of the, I think they were number 2 in one of the worst states in America with racial inequalities. Damn. So to think about what he said and to think he's saying, oh, I want these programs, bring more police, or we need more prosecutors, more authority, more this, more that. All I heard is bring more white people so we can put more people in jail. That's all I heard. That's all I heard, because this place has never shown that they loved us in the first place, especially a place like Minnesota. You know what I mean? It is, I mean, it's whitewashed among a lot of states. It's hidden because, you know what I mean, it's in the snow. It's as white as the snow that falls down in this weather. You understand? You know what I'm saying? That place is terrible. Salakia, I yield.
I just Googled this shit. I see it right there. It says this is 2022. Minnesota's racial wealth gap is 3rd worst in the nation. Another report from 2020. Minneapolis ranks near the bottom for racial equality. Like, damn. So you already know, like all y'all was bringing out before, they kicking us out of the housing. And like Kevin Kwan was just bringing out, he over there appealing for more funding and more resources to help put more of us out of housing.
Listen.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And as Kahan was bringing out too, I think yourself also too, Cap. But they love to use words. Like you go read up on the about their, their work. Boy, you'll hear the words they're going to use are going to be so colorful, and you're going to be thinking, well, yeah, they really care about these people. They're really trying to help these people out when they ain't trying to do it. And that's why Christ said what? Christ said you should know them by their fruits. You understand what I'm saying? Like you can't base a man off of his words only. That ain't going to work. You understand? Like America saying, God we trust on their dollar. On their dollar. You take a dollar out your pocket. It says, in God we trust. And watch how America is treating. We just saw a story in which a brother lost his arm because a cop you know what I mean, tighten the handcuffs on his hands so tight, abuse the brother.
Right.
And you gonna come and sit down here and tell us that, you know what I mean, we should try to come together, find a way to be together with these, you know what I mean, with these oppressors from what they're doing.
Right.
Like in year 2024, and the disparity is still there. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. And you
listen, you right. Arawadia say Minneapolis is the Mississippi of the Northwest. Yikes. Maria Stevenson says Minnesota has been like that. It's crazy. Hold on. T. Will Williams. The government just cut off their internet, the low income people. Like, man. And okay, this is the same thing. I was saying a couple of weeks ago. I think Kahan touched on it tonight. With where these stories is not coming to the fore because there's a silent, not silent. There's a covert censoring of black media. Operating as a cold war within the big media houses, where the big media houses is either buying up the small ones or pushing them off the market, and then firing 90% of the black and brown journalists, so that the stories that come is not reflecting us, but just talking about them and the dumb shit and the little poodles and, you know, doggy parks and, these plights of the single white female or whatever it is, but our stories are not getting out. So again, you'll make sure and share everything Commander Johnny puts out, because pretty soon this is going to be the home for your black journalists. They're going to start coming here and saying they want to run a story or they want to be on the show to give a story, because they ain't going to have no output. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna be able to, they ain't gonna have a platform, they ain't gonna have an audience because they're cutting them off. A lot of them starting their own shows. And if you remember, a few of them they had got, let go from mainstream media, they start their own shows, but then they're gonna start to narrate down on them platforms. So now, you really have to go to where the people is gathering, and this is where it is. You know what I mean? Israel is gonna be in hell in 2 seconds, brother. In 2 seconds.
And more hell.
Yeah, man.
So, like, sir, if I may,
go ahead.
Somebody has said, I guess you read one of the posts that said they cut off the internet.
Yeah, that's what it's saying. That's what it said.
To think about that, sir, like in a whole, we're in a technology world now, and it's like you telling me, that's if that's not oppression, I don't know what is. You know what I mean?
Brother.
It's like any way to keep you in subjection. You know what I mean? They're going to do it. You know what I mean? It's one thing to not be. I mean, they price us out of the game with groceries, price us out of the game with trying to get a car or whatever, just trying to really maintain your life. And now you're in a situation where you can't even get on the internet and do your homework. What about the kids that go to school? You know what I mean? What about the kid? What if they go remote? What if the internet? What if it's a snow day and they got to do homework?
Right.
They just said, all our kids, all our people, and you don't recognize it. Like it's man, I ain't have to die to meet the devil, sir. You know what I mean?
Listen, brother, right. You ain't never lie.
That's right.
You ain't. Listen, in this day and age, that's like cutting off somebody's water.
That's right.
In this day and age, that's because most people use the internet to pay bills. Don't nobody go to the utility company no more, or to the Western Union, the MoneyGram to pay your utilities. If they do, it's a small percentage compared to the national public. So really cutting off somebody's Wi-Fi, the low income, and you know how they do that, because the low income housing, they also give you that low income Wi-Fi that you qualify for, because you're under this program or you're under that program. So now when they're getting ready to pull the plug, it's like the whole carpet getting ripped out from under it. You know what I mean? Like now, meanwhile, the Ukrainians, they getting missiles and bulletproof vests. They're getting satellite, radars and imaging and drones and all kind of shit. But we got to, they got to take the little thing we have. The Lord is going to bathe this place in blood, man.
Right.
He's going to bathe it. Go ahead, Cap, please.
No, Cap, what you saying is so right. I think there was an article where I think even I think it was one of the departments in the United States in the government, they said that internet is a necessity now. Especially I think they had a write-up on that. I think it was in the New York Times. They had a write-up that said that internet is a necessity now. And they have to have high quality, high speed internet in low income areas, marginalized areas. Order, and like Captain Quam said, for school and things like this. And I'm gonna tell you, it's a plot against us because these kids, our children, they doing wonders with this AI. I'm gonna tell you right now, you got damn near geniuses. And they picking it up. They using it once again when you in dire straits. Everything that you get your hands on, you using it for to learn how to survive.
Right.
You understand? What this a old used lawnmower or whatever, you're trying to use whatever you can, and technology is a gateway to the outside world.
Right.
You understand? And they don't want you to have that access, especially you in the ghetto. And if you know how to monetize it, good night, forget about it. You know how to monetize and all this coding and all this stuff, and half of them know how to hack. If you start getting into that, it's a game changer, Jack. It's a game changer. If you can have that on a national scale, especially people in poverty that can have that type of technology. Once again, these are things that they try. Once again, in the quote unquote free world, free society, we always seem to get the low end of the stick. You understand? Thank you, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Absolutely.
So like I yield.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yes, like and too, like that internet, man. That is serious. And the reason why I'm saying is this: that war across there with Israel and Palestine. That is one of the things that they cut when they went in. You understand? So that is almost like you basically at war on poor people. Like you declaring war on poor people. Like why are you taking the internet from them? What you trying to stop them from? What information you trying to stop them from getting, from gathering, from day to day? You understand what I'm saying? Like you want to know what the weather is outside, or what news, what's going on outside. It's the internet. You need the internet. You may not have the money to have cable. You may not have money to have a phone, but if you have the internet, you can have news and a phone. But now you take that from them.
That's right.
Like we're really trying to do. We're really trying to do them. And they know also too that with this, like when you oppress people like that, you're shorten the lifespan. You understand? You start, you get, it's stress, and it's and that's why they say, a lot of us, black people suffer with a heart, is because of it's stress, and they know it. They know what they're doing, and the type of stress they're putting black people under. Who knows if they're doing a study on them people in Minnesota or wherever this happening? This could be a study to see what we could do in these other poor communities to try and save money so that we can send it to Israel or Ukraine. You understand? Because they need it.
So, like, sir, if I may, and Captain Knight, what you said is so heavy. I remember Commanding Junior Hanna said a couple of years ago, he said, black man, Hispanic man, Native American Indian man, if the white man decided tomorrow to cut you off, you wouldn't know what the hell to do. You wouldn't have you wouldn't know where to go, what to do, and you would be at the mercy of whatever happens if Esau, these oppressors, decide to cut you off tomorrow. And I thank Commander Junior Hanna for being a prophet and not selling out, because he has that, and that's the job of a prophet. Like I think of the scripture in Amos where it says, "The Lord doeth nothing except He revealeth His secrets unto the prophets."
That's right.
And if brothers and sisters can't see, this seems like a small thing, but this is major. Like Captain Ayadak said, they did this to the Palestinians in Israel when they waged war on them. We should look at this and understand these oppressors are in fact our enemy, and they've been waging a war on us. And what you should do if you're Black, Hispanic, or Native American is first you better realize what side you need to be on. Second, once you realize that, you need to come into the Lord's army and come serve the Lord, because the time is going to come where if you don't have a network of brothers, a brotherhood, you're going to be at the mercy of Esau, and it's going to be much worse.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, brother. You're absolutely right to know that.
Cap, can I say one thing?
Please,
and that's why, like, it's so heavy, because when you look at quote unquote Black History Month and going into what they call critical race theory, they don't want us to talk about the past, but we can just talk about the future. We could talk about the present right now, and they don't want that to connect to what's happened in the past. One thing your oppressor don't want you to have is a memory. He don't want you to have a memory. He have to wipe that away. Your ability to communicate, because we are talking too much on this internet. Too much truth is coming out.
Yeah.
And we starting to connect the dots, and he don't want that. And then they want to say, well, you know what, you can't say, you can't talk about history. Let me tell you something. For our brothers and sisters out there listening, the oppressor don't care about you talking about race. He cares about how you talk about race. He don't mind you talking about race. You could talk about race, but in his context.
Right.
But they want to control the narrative. You can't tell us how to talk about our oppression, especially when it comes to America. We are shared historians in this story.
Exactly.
This happened to us. This experiment in America that happened to the Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians. You don't just be able to just write the story. We are co-historians in this story.
Yeah.
So you can give your point of view, and we can give ours. If that's the case,
Right.
So like I yield.
Salaki, if I may, Captain Kahan, Captain Naya, Doc, that was so heavy. I just wanted to make one quick point. What you were saying, both of you were saying, we have all been test subjects since we got here. We have been test subjects in every way. That's why they build colleges on the things that have happened to us. They build their infrastructures on the things that happened to us. So like what you were saying, Captain Ayatak, earlier, like you wouldn't be surprised if this was a test. Sir, I think you're a prophet of God, because it has to be a test. Because our whole life has been a test of dealing with these people in so many different ways. And what you were saying, Captain Gahan, was so heavy is like, we are, this is our history. How are you going to tell the people that go through it, how it's supposed to be viewed when we're the one being beat, robbed, unalived, and stripped of our dignity on a day-to-day basis, trying to assimilate into a culture that never accepts us, but still wants to take our culture and profit on it. It's ridiculous. Right. We got to start, like what I realize as Black and brown people, what we forgot about our self-worth. We forgot that we actually are powerful. We forgot that we're the Lord's gold and silver. And that's what I think we need to get to understanding. We need to understand who we are so we can truly realize why we must be away from these people. So like, I yield.
No, you're right.
Yeah. So like you got. Just to add to what Cuomo was saying also too, it's like, like you don't really hear them doing tests on mice like that, but there are research out there on them doing tests on mice. You know what I mean? And they moved the test from these mice to us. You understand? There's a test. There's a test they did on two mice in separate cages, right? One cage had a switch in it, right? And that's they would shock the mice on them, right? And the mice and then once they feel that shock at the bottom of the cage, they'll run around. And then the mice with the switch, he realized he got winded and started hitting the switch, and it will take it off. But the other mice, he kept running around until he just stopped running around. And the shock will just hit him, and he will stay right there. You understand? And they know
he get numb to the thing then.
Yes. And they know from that, you oppress people enough, they're gonna get numb to that, and they're gonna start accepting it. You understand? And here comes the Christian church, because Christianity is that switch that keeps it, keep you in a way where you're numb to your situation and you accept it. You understand? So they know they've been doing experiments. Wherever experiments, you go look up with them mice and them. They move from the mice and they move to us. They do it to us. You know what I mean? Which which lets us know that the oppressor, he knows what he is doing. He knows what he is doing when he goes and buys up all the real estate.
Right.
And keeps it to himself. He knows what he's doing when he goes and get the media. And now the media was supposed 50 years ago, the media, it wouldn't be as biased as it is right now.
Right.
But now you turn the news on, you could tell that the news you're getting is controlled from certain media. You understand?
Right.
And he knows, you know what I mean? He fully understands what he's doing. He's in control, in other words.
Yeah.
Damn right. So like,
go ahead.
And that's so heavy because, like what Captain Althak was saying about them controlling the media. When you look at them third world countries, you look at when they do a military coup or they take over the country, the first thing that they seize is the television or communications.
Yeah.
They seize all communication, and they get on national television or their local or national television, and they make a statement. They say they let people know what's going on with the government, what's taking, you know what I'm saying, what is happening, and that's the first thing they seize when they taking over a country, the communication.
Right.
That's what happened, and that's what they have to do. They have to filter what you get, but we already know on the street is a lot raw. That's why TikTok, YouTube, all these other sites that's starting to pop up, you getting it raw and unfiltered. You hearing everything without it being bleeped out. You're seeing the images raw. You know what I'm saying? And so see, that's the thing. They lose because you don't stand for the truth. You lose credibility, and that's what's happening right now with the major media outlets. You got people on YouTube that's getting 2 or 3 million hits per episode of them talking about news.
Right.
And they beating MSNBC out of their living room. That's how that's what that is. It's a transition.
Right.
It's a transition, and that's what the Lord he gonna walk them down all the way to the valley of Jehoshaphat. He gonna walk them down. And guess how you gonna use it? By speaking by the truth, by God's word coming out. You understand? And that's what's getting ready to happen, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is nothing they can do about it. It's nothing they can do. That's the ironic thing. Is they can try to censor and try to shadow ban. You can't shadow ban light. You can't do that. You can't shadow ban the truth. You can't cancel the Holy Spirit. The scriptures say that. So it's going to always penetrate through the algorithm. It's going to always, you know what I'm saying? You can code words or what. There's a reason why Christ spoke in parables. You're not going to stop God's word, man.
Yeah.
So like I yield.
Yep.
And just to add to Cap, I don't know if you all remember, there was a American that was in the Cuban prison, and he was locked up, right? He was a communication specialist, I think. He was in Cuba to run the cable. I forget what it was, and I think Barack Obama, I think, went and got him out. You know what I mean? Which goes to show you, you know what I mean? Even the Caribbean, you look at the Caribbean, before cable came, before that internet came, it was different. Once the internet came, you know what I mean, America was, you know what I mean, was right on them island. You know what I mean? Pushing the agenda on them island.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I definitely remember that.
Yeah,
I definitely remember that you're talking about that.
So they know how important that internet is. Then they definitely know that we use that to, you know what I mean, communicate with the outside, you know what I mean, family members, whoever, friends, whoever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. In this day and age, cutting somebody internet is like cutting their water. There's no other way about it. There's no other way to even begin to understand it. I think this is who you're talking about here, Cap. Something Roca. Hold on.
He was locked up. They almost throw the keys away on him because he was coming there to bring the agenda to Cuba via communication, some communication system.
Yeah, so former career U.S. diplomat charged with secretly spying for Cuban intelligence for decades. Manuel Roca.
Yeah,
that's it.
They called it more than a grand slam.
Yeah, I mean, they know what they're doing. I'm talking about journalists who get locked up. We're gonna close out with our story with Putin for sure. You know what I mean? Hawal had he had a question. He said, Salakia, have you heard about the DC crime bill, the Bowser Pinto plan with affect camp in DC? Listen, man, them two crazy bats could do whatever the hell they want in that damn council over there. They can't stop crime and carjackings. You think they're gonna stop commanding your Hana camp? I follow orders, brother. I follow orders. You know what I mean?
Big T Bowser.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you. Listen, the general tell me go out on the water and speak to the fish, brother. We going out there. Going out there. So don't even sweat it out. And okay, it's so bad in the country right now that these politicians, they really don't understand power and how to wield it and what to do to preserve power in the future as times change. Like you damn near had to be like a fisherman or animal husbandry man or somebody who your vision has to be able to see what's coming, and then you start planning for it. You can't be living in a way to react. You had to see the tide changing and know to push the boat out or pull the boat in. It depends on which side you're on. You might have to push the boat out because the tide coming in, or pull the boat in.
That's right.
And they're not in that mindset. So listen, they're gonna try to pass this damn bill, brother. And these oppressors is going to nail them to the cross behind it. Because one thing oppressors don't like to feel is that you could tell me what the hell to do. And we talking about a so-called African American and a woman who posing as a minority, even though I think she's Italian, but she might be a minority. Trying to draft up a plan about restricting people and all that. No, that ain't gonna pass, brother. And even if it do, the mic gonna be louder. You best believe.
That's right.
Damn right.
You best believe, brother. Listen, if we had to go in the mayor council and hold camp in front of the mayor, we're gonna do that thing.
It's a lot, Cap.
Go ahead, please.
As a side note, I remember when, when Bowser was campaigning, when she was first running for mayor, the UPK was yours truly was on the street, and we ran into her twice. I know I ran into her, and General Sharma had to restrain me because she couldn't. She was fumbling. Look, they talk about a crime bill. She couldn't answer half of the stuff we were saying. I mean, I said, okay, vote for you for what? and she just had some kind of spill. And you know the UPK, you know how we do. We chop them down, on every inch. You know what I'm saying? And she was stumbling and said, well, "What's the problem? Why are you not satisfied? What are you so mad about? I'm just asking a question about the community and about crime." She don't have the answer. None of them do.
No.
You understand? Because they're a lot of them are not from the community, and they got too much foreign interest. You know what I'm saying? Like the Lord talk about a bribe. He talk about you taking something in your bosom to pervert justice. That's what blinds you. You don't even know that.
Right. And Kahana just saying some of them so smart enough, they work for that justice system.
Why?
You know what I mean?
Why?
Like they think they're going, you know what I mean, they're looking out for, you know what I mean, trying to stop crime when they, you know what I mean, go and get more brothers in prison based off of this, you know what I mean, BS bill they have. You know what I mean? They just want to get black people out of DC. You know what I mean? Esau had enough of you chocolate Negroes, you know what I mean, in Washington, DC. They want that back.
Well, listen, Cap, I mean, that's the funny thing. That's definitely the funny thing because DC ain't black like that no more. Everybody's outside. Everybody's done moved to PG and Montgomery County, Northern Virginia. DC ain't black no more. In fact, the root of the crimes that they claiming now, where they say the carjackings is at an ultimate high, they done found the cars stolen in DC in containers on the port in Baltimore heading for Nigeria. So if you want to stop the damn crime, put immigration on them Nigerians on the crime bill.
That's right.
Let me get the immigration office involved for them Nigerians on the crime bill if we're trying to stop some crime. But you always want to paint a black face. Killmonger got to be the criminal all the time. He got to be the villain. He blame him for every goddamn thing.
Right.
It's crazy. Like they as you're saying, they're doing this to try to, it's a play for, more election power, more status, and to appease the LGBTQ community, which, they're in bed with.
And so, can I say one thing before you move on?
Go ahead, please.
You trying to pass a crime bill where they just stormed the Capitol January 6th. That's all. I just want to say that. I mean, come on, man. Come on,
bro. They just, they're an absolute joke, brother, and they're really clutching at straws right now. They're really clutching at straws. You heard I don't want to go too far into it, but the Capitals, the ice hockey team, and the Wizards are moving to Northern Virginia. The owners say they're fed up of DC and the crime, and they're gone and they're taking millions, probably billions of dollars with them. And they don't know how they're going to keep that Verizon Center open now because those was the teams there. They're trying to make the contract now, delicious for the college, for the NCAA, for Georgetown and George Mason and Howard and them. They're trying to do that. But downtown, they need to, the team going to be called the Washington Bullets again if they didn't make a move. I'm going to tell you that straight. They're going to be called, they're going to be called
Washington.
the Washington 5, the Washington Ruger 5N.
Right,
That's
hollow point. The Washington hollow point.
The Washington 250 grade hollow point. Plus P, pushing P. Yeah. They don't know what the hell they're doing, brother. That's what's really going on. And they're making it easier for that Trump to get back in with their poor management.
Yeah, that man look like he gonna walk back in there.
Oh, brother, listen. They said where Nikki Haley went recently? It's not Iowa,
Nevada.
I think Trump ain't show up. Nobody else show up. The broad still lose.
Right? Hey, Cap.
She lose. I think it says no candidate on the ballot, and it says she loses. No candidate on the ballot win.
That's
like nobody saw the bitch still lose. Go ahead.
Look, Nimrata in Nevada. Listen, I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of this. Oh my! I can't say what I want to say. I'm about to call her something else, man. Nimrata.
Yo. Listen, that's why it's General say 2024 gonna be a year, though. I'm trying to tell you.
And then Biden, you see what's going on with him. He can't finish a sentence. He finishing. He making a sentence into a paragraph. Into that man mistake Egypt for Mexico. Brother.
I'm giving them until October to pull the greatest heist they ever pulled, brother. I'm trying to tell you. Somewhere around there, Kamala Harris is going to take over because they got nobody to compete with the Republican side. And the Republican side is self-destructing because they really don't want Trump back in. But Trump is going to be in.
That's right.
They're going to try to sabotage him and sink their own ship.
Yeah. They thought they had it too because they thought they would have him in court, tied up in court. They thought that I'd be able to go after him like that, and Biden just walk in the office again. They didn't anticipate him. You know what I mean? Working that joint out, and calling that woman out with her brother. I forget her name. That prosecutor. You know what I mean?
Oh,
and
she had to interest one.
Yeah, and she had to step down. And what they're trying to push is that this agenda is not just there. That coming from the White House, the agenda. You know what I mean? What they're trying to do to him. You know what I mean? Which is, you know what I mean, use the government, the power of the government to disrupt Trump on them. You know what I mean? But who gives a damn? Whoever in office, black people, you know what I mean, we're gonna be in hell.
Yeah, it don't even matter. It don't even matter who sits in there. You know what I mean? So let's get the last bit there, and let's get back to let's get Putin and Carlson before we go. We do 7 minutes on that and we roll out.
Okay.
Where that one is number 3, number 2. No, hold on.
But Putin is talk more. Eh?
Yeah, we're Tucker Carlson, number 2.
Yep, Kamaka.
Number 2. See, you see Wolf Blitzer get sick on the air. Wolf Hull on the damn CNN. Wolf Ralph on the damn news. Wolf doing, he's saying out there his neck started to float like a damn frog.
Yeah, I mean, he literally on set drinking he won't fun. Yeah,
that's all the scriptures say, and lies, frogs gonna come out the devil's mouth. He's holding back a frog there. That's what he was doing. Damn devil. Yeah, man. They get that story with Carlson.
Putin mocks Tucker Carlson in freewheeling interview about Ukraine and jailed journalists updates. Former Fox News host Tucker Carlson has released his interview with Russian President Vladimir Putin, who started with a long diatribe on Russian history and its relationship with Ukraine. The 2-hour, 7-minute interview was recorded on February 6th and released in full shortly before 6 p.m. on Thursday. Carlson traveled to Moscow for Putin's first interview with a Western media figure since the invasion of Ukraine began in February 2022. Putin repeated his argument that Ukraine wasn't a real country, which was shaped by the will of Soviet leader Joseph Stalin. When Carlson requested that jailed Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich be allowed to return to the U.S. with Carlson and his crew as a show of goodwill from Putin, the Russian leader said that his goodwill had run out. Complaining.
Damn. Hold on. Damn. I talk like them the TikToker. Damn. You're stupid. Right. That's what Putin telling him. You're stupid. He's like,
Nah,
"What?
that's crazy.
You came for an interview, nigga? What you talking about hostage?
Yeah.
I
Right.
done gave I
Yeah.
gave you back Brittany Griner. Y'all was bitching and crying about Brittany Griner. Y'all should have
Right.
saved that trade for the reporter.
Mhm.
My
Yeah.
my goodwill has ran out. I wonder how
Mm.
you say that in Russian. I'm gonna learn to say that in Russian.
Mm.
I'm gonna learn to say that in Russian. Damn, that probably sounds so cool.
Yeah.
So cool in that old cave language. Damn. Go ahead.
Kawakan. Russian leader said that his goodwill had run out, complaining about the lack of reciprocity from the West. Asked why he doesn't call President Joe Biden and work out a solution in Ukraine, Putin asked, "What's there to work out? Stop supplying weapons and it will be over within weeks," he added.
Hey, yo,
Putin also claimed.
Hold on. Listen, which set Putin from, huh?
Man, okay,
Damn, damn. All he had the only thing he had to say next is on phone. I mean, goddamn,
man.
Good night, He is. I mean, what's there to talk about? Stop supplying them with guns and it'll be over in weeks. What are we talking about? It ain't that hard.
Yeah. And you could see Putin really ain't wanna, because for real, it seems as if, Putin and them trying to, not kill as many as they could, unalive, I should say, as many as they could, because they they know that Ukraine, them people in Ukraine, some of them is their people, and what sense it make, destroying the whole place when you had to go back in there and do what? Build it over when it's all done.
Well, that's the point he was making in the beginning. If you watch the first maybe 20 to 30 minutes of it, he went through a whole history on Russia. You know what I mean? And how the whole thing started. And he's absolutely right. They're all the same people, and they've been fighting this fight for a minute. And over the last maybe 500 to 1,000 years, them different empires have been trying to carve off Ukraine, because originally that's where the capital was. It was in Kiev, and then it moved to Moscow. So he gave them the whole spill on everything, and that's why the article written like that is to undermine him. Long diatribe about this and that and this and that. But he tried to make everybody understand just what the hell is going on. It's not as easy as just let them go. This ain't a democracy he running. You know what I mean?
So lock it.
Go ahead.
And it's heavy because I saw an article that came across my desk where the UN, they said they unlocked a certain bill package for Ukraine this past week. They unlocked funds for them. You know what I'm saying? They rallying behind the Ukraine, man, but it's cracks going on in their wall because Zelensky, he just replaced one of the top generals who's popular, I might add, among the Ukrainian soldiers. So he removed him off of his post. So it's trouble over in the Ukraine. They ain't really talking about, but Putin, he know the clock is ticking. And you know what I'm saying? And if Trump get in there, the Ukraine, I'm gonna tell you, the Ukraine can forget about it if Trump get in there. It won't be no more Ukraine.
Brother, whatever is on the horizon, brother. I think they're fully scared of what Putin is capable of doing and what Putin is ambitious, I think more so ambitious to do. Like, capability is one thing, your ambition is something else.
Yeah,
and it's almost like he's giving them time to not push him there. But he seemed like he's one of them. Once, all right, we going left, there's no turning back to right.
Yeah. And too, as you say that too, man, I mean, it's almost like two super organism trying to fight for world superiority. You understand? So it's like America want world dominance, and Russia seeing it, and Russia know if they lay dormant, they gonna be oppressed too. If America had the chance, they will oppress the whole entire earth. So it's almost as they say, it start, it can't finish, because they're gonna have to push, they're gonna have to move. That's why they're saying, well, he ain't gonna just stop with Ukraine. You know what I mean? He ain't just gonna stop, because he gonna get to Ukraine, and then he gonna have Poland and then other countries around him where he gonna have to go and take too, because otherwise they're gonna be plotting to come and get him, and he knows just a matter of time.
That's what he was bringing out. I tell you, watch the first 30 minutes. Really, the first 30, 35 minutes, you probably don't even need to watch the rest of the interview. He bring out the whole history and the timeline about Poland, Hungary, somebody else who was trying to cut Ukraine away. He said over the years, and Tucker Carlson kept getting lost. He said, so which timeline we in now? Where we at now? And he said, you need to listen. You need to listen so and so and so. We are about 1300, and Poland did this. And then after now, with the World War, they still try to go and support Ukraine. He said initially, Ukraine was a word that meant a suburb for people who would live outside of Russia. Wow. It was not an ethnic name. It was just you living on the border. You get the point? Yeah. You living on the border. And then over time, they try to carve Ukraine off. So he mentioned certain countries. And, Carlson asked him, well, will he be willing, to sit down with Hungary and do this and do that? And the way he talk is like he's laying out everybody who's been a problem in the past that led up and contributed to Ukraine getting balls to do what they're doing now. So what you're saying, right? Like if he start moving, it ain't just stopping with Ukraine. And everybody else gonna have to come under subjection, and that's what's gonna start the whole war. And that's why Britain panicking, Germany panicking, everybody panicking. Within you say in a few years, if Russia make the move, we ain't got soldiers to fight.
Yeah, because I tell you, like Esau, they know each other. They know once they're now apart. Their people, the people in the military or people on the whole in their country is like that. Is like, that is what drives them for success. Like they just can't go back and sit down and be in the office and things go back to normal. Nah, that fight is like, it aroused them. You know what I mean? So so it's gonna be one on popping. It's gonna be nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Go ahead, Cap.
And listen, and going back to history, he's not agreeing with what America says about his country and about how his country became the way it is. It show you they control the narrative. He really gave him a history lesson in his interview. And Tucker Carlson, and you could see he was afraid as hell. He was nervous being in that interview.
He was intimidated.
He was intimidated. You can see, and Putin can see. You talking about an ex-KGB agent? He can see intimidation when he see it. He looked at him. He talking about, well, can you let the journalist go and leave with me? Yeah, I look. They should have turned the AC unit down to the -0 up there. Should have said it's getting mighty cold in here. You better be lucky you leaving.
He should have told them open the windows. He said,
open the window.
Open the front door. Let him get some of this Russian air.
Right. He would have been like, it's mighty cold in here. You'd have see his breath blowing on the screen. You'd have see him breathing, and it got oh my goodness.
Listen, you're so right, because that's why he stabbed him with that joke about you couldn't make it into the CIA. That's why he said you're in the beginning. He said Mr. Carlson, your history, your background is history. You were into history. And Carlson said, yeah. He said, well, let me give you a history lesson. Give me 30 seconds and I'll school you. And then proceed to talk for about 20 minutes. And then Carlson asked him something later on, and he said, you know, I heard you applied for the CIA, right? Yeah, you couldn't get into there because I know the CIA is a very serious organization.
Come on,
and
man.
then continue to talk. Like, you know, Putin is
Wow.
looking at him like, listen, you come here to talk to me, Negro. You keep your head down until I tell you look up.
Hey, Cap, that mean, and that let you know if he know he applied for the CIA, he already did his research before he got there. Imagine what else he know. Imagine what else he know about him privately. Like you playing like this is war. You want to play this, you know what I'm saying? This man is in full out war. And the winner takes all in war. The winner goes to spoil.
Right.
So like
listen, if I could go ahead, Cap, go ahead, please.
Now I gotta say, you know what I mean, he come in there thinking, you know what I mean, he could have you know what I mean, like get some stripes by asking for the journalists. When, you know what I mean, Putin, he ain't playing, but you know what I mean, he thinking it's, you know what I mean, it's how to put it, that he and Putin basically sitting at the table. Now they have some type of, you know what I mean,
something in common.
Yeah. And
like he on the same level.
Yeah, you just do your job.
That's
you know
it.
What I mean?
Because Tucker Carlson he is not no respectable journalist. Ain't like the 60 Minutes cat coming over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Ain't you know, really some, you know, really big name. Fox News propped him up. But shit, it ain't Hannity coming over there. You get the point? It ain't that, you know, Wolf Blitzer or one of them coming over there. It ain't one of them. You know what I mean? Ain't somebody major. So even to ask him that is, but I guess he had to do it so that the American journalist community would respect him for even, you know, you a journalist, you go sit with Putin, you ain't ask about this journalist. You know what I mean? It's like one of them type of things. So he doing it, you know, with his interest, and that's what usually happens when you know, with that whole men of power sitting down. Everybody had their agenda and the interest, and you know, you pushing the door, you pushing the envelope to see what it is. You know what I mean? This is a Reuters article. Oh, go ahead, please.
I was going to say too, just to kind of add to what you're saying, sir, with this dude Tucker. His presence alone being there shows the strength of America has fallen. Because at a certain time in the past, America wouldn't have been so, or we would have been, not we, but America wouldn't have been so kind and gentle and understanding with Putin, allowing him to be in this authoritarian position. I mean, just by the sheer posture, one's comfortable, one's uncomfortable. You know what I mean? He's at home, he's on edge right now. And it's just funny to see that they don't realize Putin has dropped bombs already. He showed you who he is. It's like, believe him for what he's showing you. Otherwise, it's going to get worse. And for me, I sit back and I realize we are really oppressed by children, because a person like this on a stage like this to represent America, you know what I mean? To represent, you know, trying to fix problems. Man, this is just beautiful because it just shows you that this place is falling.
Hell yeah.
Like,
listen, Kwam, you so right, because he already have one journalist locked up. He make his opposite, the dude who running against him for the election coming up, he make that nigga disappear in the snow arc. They lose that nigga in a prison. You hear me? He's in a prison. They go into the prison, they can't find him nowhere in the damn prison. And you go over there. When we got Skype, we got Zoom, we got StreamYard, we got TikTok. You're gonna go on a TikTok live, you and Putin going, let's see who on the live. You Putin and Boozy on a TikTok live. You go over there. I mean, and you go over there in a soft position. Like just like what you're saying, it's a soft position. You know, they're falling.
And to boot too. You all remember Prigozhin? You don't forget about Prigozhin.
I know. I heard the name before. Remind me.
Prigozhin was close with Vladimir, with Putin. All right, I think he was either a chef or something. Then Prigozhin was made the head of the Wagner group. Prigozhin got the stuff that the dude lost.
Hold on, that's the one who talked out against him, right?
Yeah, and drive almost pull the whole battalion back to Moscow. Putin stopped him and, you know what I mean, talk to him, wherever. And he thought it was, you know what I mean, it was done on gravy. He died in a plane crash. You understand? He died in a plane crash. The city plane was either shut down, whatever. He died. So he's sitting on there. He know what Putin capable of. You understand?
I don't even think I don't think he fully understand.
Yeah,
I don't even think he fully understand. You know what I mean? Let me just read this last one here and then we roll out. Anybody who had a roll too, you could just, just let me know. I know we go over a lot. Damn, yeah, we had a clip of that for sure. This Rico, they say this is a Reuters article. Reparation bonds could unlock $300 billion for Ukraine. This is January 15, 2024. Right? Ukraine needs cash to keep defending itself against Russian aggression. The United States and European unions are struggling to keep writing checks to the country. They are also reluctant to hand over $300 billion of Russian central bank reserves, which Western governments froze at the start of the year. So this is where they're playing in now, brother.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, Cap? They know how to deal with each other. Like, they talk about reparation. When Negroes is the one, you know what I mean? We're reparations. But they ain't have money for that. Ain't nobody seizing Federal Reserve.
Nah, they ain't doing that. But I can tell you, if they lose their head and give away Russian money to Ukraine, Putin is pushing every button himself.
Yeah.
Every single one, he's pushing himself. You know what I mean? Listen, we way over Slovakia, but we was definitely having a ball here in here tonight. We see you all next week. Pay your tithes. Don't forget Passover, April 20th, $200 for every adult, 18 years and over. Y'all check it out. Manager Alejandro will be down in the Carolinas next week, Thursday, the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, the whole weekend. Thursday in South Carolina, Friday night in North Carolina, Feast of Purim. Y'all check him out. Pay your tithes. Continue to support the truth. Big up all the soldiers. They're doing all the food drive. Big up General Thumb, heading on the whole thing. You know what I mean? Keep supporting the truth, man. Keep supporting this thing. We'll see y'all next week, though. Lord of love. Check out Command General this Monday, 9 p.m. on this channel, Black Watch. Yabba Shabba Thumb.
Israel, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, under commanding General Yohana, presents the Lord's 55th annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 55th annual Passover is rapidly approaching. Commanding General Yohana is calling for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to remember what the Lord did for us by saving us from our oppressors and choosing us to be a special people unto Him, the real Jews and Israelites. Passover will be held in Durham, North Carolina. Pay your Passover fee. Anyone 17 years of age or older must pay $200. Come and enjoy fresh lamb, unleavened bread, and the Spirit of Christ. Can't wait to see you all there, Israel. Shalom.
Cabins on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us.